example. And this is how the imagination pierces the veil of the other side, and then an echo is required to return because the fabric is self-correcting. The fabric is response. So give you guys an example we'll give you guys an example of the example. Let's do that. If we were time travelers and we went back in time just 100 years, let's say, not very long, there are elements in our world now that have been built in complexity that are unlike those 100 years ago. And the fabric 100 years ago would accommodate the new complexities in which you brought back with you when you went back in time, so to speak, with our bodies being products of our current time's environment, right? With the genetically modified foods in which we eat, sunscreen, fillings in our teeth, aerosol, chemicals that we breathe. So now the people in those times would have access to that data and information where they can now pick up through imagination your insertion of new complexities. In other words, we have developed technology. And technology is the accumulation and assembly of elements in a complex way that works also in harmony. And harmony is born from the tantra between electricity and magnetism in the best possible way. Beauty works like this for imagination. We're gonna pierce into the other side, which is the future for some. That's what some people call it. When in reality, the future, I know that some won't even hear me when I say this, but the future is actually your gut. Hello, welcome. Come on in. You can never leave. Because the gut has other plans in mind for calories and energy, things that are real in the world, right? This is reality, calories, energy, so to speak. I mean, we need to produce, requires production. Production requires substance of some sort, nutrition, and then you can build something or you can destroy. So that's why all the processes, all of the practices are explored for the ones who are brave, who have courage, who have experienced the little death in some way. It's interesting to share an example of that when you look at people who are very passionate, very inspired, who some would call leaders, right? Entrepreneurial spirits, these kind of things. They seem to all have a common thread of a near-death experience, right? They all have this story of how close they came to the face. It may not seem so relevant now, but the echo is here at all times. It's because it originated from us, and then we wait for its response. But the only reason why we were moved in the first place to be able to witness it, to be able to receive it, right, is because it was important to us at that particular moment in time. So therefore, it does exist through imagination. That's the example. So obviously, thoughts and the mind are in connection, like a net. And like I was recently told here by a young one, if you cut a hole in a net, you actually have less holes. So this science works similar to that. This art is in vein of that idea. The home, the dwelling, the core, the place, these words are all similar in nature, is representative of how you access the world, how you penetrate the world. So you have a position, and then your influence will be based on the quality and quantity of the influence in which you provide in your community. We're talking about future narratives in a imaginative sense, right? We're imagining this, so to speak. This is part of the echo, okay? This is how you aim your wants, the things that you're looking for in your life. You aim by entering into like what Star Trek would call the holodeck, and now you're building your pieces for the game in which you want to participate in. And yes, it's a game because you want to enjoy yourself. You want to have fun, right? So humor is unique, and you find your humor in your way, and it's like a key to the door. It unlocks the doors. Humor does. Very valuable humor, right? If you guys enjoy the memes of television, the memes of movies. Just a side note, have you noticed that time travelers, who like to use the word John, by the way, perhaps time travelers enjoy movies and memes so much is because it informs them on the timeline and the culture, because those are mirrors when you actually look at it in the perspective of time. That is a reflection of how the people act and move about in their day. Their culture is built around it. The clothes that they wear on television are the same clothes that people wear in real life. So it's simple for, if you want to just, we're in imagination here, by the way, guys, okay? It's simple for a time traveler to fit in. All they have to do is go to the cinema. Naked, if they want to. No one's going to see them anyway, because nobody's looking. If time travel were even a possibility, would it be valuable? Would it be a business? How? What would it look like? Is it real? Okay, I'm asking you. Again, we're in imagination here. Like the communicator on Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty. We have these devices that work like imagination. I can project my influence in the local right here, right now, in one place, and then you could be in New Zealand or Europe. You could be anywhere and you could hear me. Anywhere who is connected to this net. Now, to give a practical example, let's give one in light of an ancient technology. one called meditation. To begin building your relationship with the twilight or the pause in between, which is where the echo experiment is focused and aimed in this type of magic, right? Let's do a mantra so that way you can build this relationship. Again, like roots in your garden or tools in your shed. It is about your choice, intention, and then action. So your mind will wander and travel and explore. And then you return back to your mantra with hopefully new details. You have refined and defined the echo process. For those who do not have a mantra, please allow me to issue you one in light of an ancient technology. The mantra, in which you are more than welcome to use, of course you can use your own. Again, choice, the word choice is built into the word echo. E for energy, choice, CHOice, echo. Again, it's built into the language like harmony. Okay? So use the mantra Merkaba. Mer-ka-ba. And when you rotate through your breathing, because remember we are using breath to encrypt this particular magic, allow for the pause to exist within the Merkaba mantra after each breath in and each breath out. So you will notice the shadows of echo, where there will be two pauses and there will be one in and one out. So there is a rotation, and that rotation becomes movement, and the movement becomes actions, and this begins the fire and the process of transformation. And through that process of transformation, you discover your sixth sense. And your sixth sense is your sense of humor.